Ever feel like just a number? A tiny cog in a massive machine? That's the story of our little stickman. Let's call him Stan. This is his journey, and maybe, just maybe, it's a little bit like yours too. Our story begins with a line. Not just any line, but a seemingly endless queue of identical stick figures, all shuffling towards the towering glass and steel monolith of a building simply known as the corporation. Each one holds a pristine resume, a ticket to what they hope is a brighter future. Stan is one of them. He's filled with a nervous energy, a mix of hope and sheer terror. He's practiced his answers, polished his shoes the stick figure equivalent, and is ready to impress. The doors slide open, and one by one, they're swallowed by the belly of the beast. Stan's turn comes. He steps inside, the cool, sterile air, hitting him like a wave. The interview is a blur, a series of faces, none of which he can quite remember. Ask him a series of questions he's heard 100 times before. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Inside this building, he thinks, but doesn't say. What's your greatest weakness? He gives the classic, well-rehearsed answer about being too much of a perfectionist. It's a dance, a carefully choreographed performance where everyone knows their steps, and somehow, Stan dances well enough. He gets the email. Congratulations. Welcome to the corporation. A wave of relief washes over him, quickly followed by a new kind of anxiety. The real journey is just beginning. Day 1. Stan is assigned his cubicle. It's a perfect gray box, identical to the hundreds of other gray boxers that stretch out in every direction, forming a vast, beige maze. His computer is there, his phone, a branded mug. This is his new home for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. He meets his colleagues. They are other stick figures. Their faces friendly but distant. There's Brenda from accounting, who always talks about her cats. There's Tom from marketing, who has a slightly more colorful tie. They're all Stans, really, just in different fonts. The first few weeks are a whirlwind of onboarding, training modules, and trying to remember who's who. He learns the corporate jargon, the secret language of synergy, deliverables, and leveraging assets. He learns to nod thoughtfully in meetings, even when he has no idea what's being discussed. He learns the most important skill of all, how to look busy. The daily grind sets in. The alarm clocks shriek at 6 a.m. The commute. A river of cars flowing towards the same destination. The first cup of coffee. The fuel that powers the corporate engine. Stan sits at his desk. The screens glow, illuminating his simple face. Emails pile up. Spreadsheets stretch into infinity. The phone rings with a familiar, unwelcome jingle. The day is punctuated by meetings. So many meetings. Meetings about the upcoming meeting. Pre-meetings, post-meetings, and meetings that could have been an email. Stan finds himself in a conference room. It's another box, just bigger, with a long table. A senior stick figure, let's call him Mr. Big Stick, is at the front, pointing at a chart with a laser pointer. The chart is full of arrows and circles and acronyms that Stan doesn't understand. He looks around the table. Everyone is nodding. Brenda is doodling a cat in her notebook. Tom is checking his phone under the table. No one is really listening, but everyone is participating in the collective illusion of productivity. This, Stan realizes, is a huge part of corporate life. The performance of work. He diligently takes notes, his pen scratching against the paper, adding to the illusion. Lunchtime is a brief escape. A hurried sandwich at his desk, or a trip to the crowded cafeteria, where the conversation inevitably circles back to work. Deadlines, difficult clients, the new memo from HR. The afternoon is a slow, drowsy crawl towards 5 p.m. The clock on the wall seems to mock him, his hands moving at a glacial pace. Stan types, he clicks, he answers calls. He's a model employee. He contributes to the great, churning machine of the corporation. But as he stares at the screen, a question begins to form in his mind. A tiny, dangerous question. What am I actually doing? He's moving numbers from one column to another. He's writing emails that will be read and forgotten in seconds. He's creating reports that will be filed away in a digital cabinet, never to be seen again. Is this it? Is this the brighter future he stood in line for? The anonymity is the strangest part. In a building with thousands of people, Stan feels completely alone. He's a replaceable part. If he were to disappear tomorrow, his cubicle would be empty for a day. maybe 2, before another identical stick figure would take his place. The machine wouldn't even shudder. It would just keep running, smoothly and efficiently. He sees it happen. A stick figure from 2 rows over is gone one day. A farewell email is sent out. We wish Dave all the best in his future endeavors. A week later, a new face is in Dave's old chair. It's as if Dave never existed. The thought is terrifying, but there are small moments of connection. A shared, knowing glance with a colleague over a ridiculous corporate announcement. A moment of genuine laughter in the break room over a spilled coffee. These are the tiny cracks of light in the gray facade. Stan starts to notice the small rebellions. The person who decorates their cubicle with bright, colorful plants. The department that has a secret snack drawer. The quiet inside jokes that fly under the radar of management. These are the little ways people hold on to their humanity, their individuality, in a system designed to erase it. One day, Stan is working late. The office is quiet. The endless rows of cubicles dark and empty. It's just him and the hum of the servers. He looks out the massive window at the city below. Thousands of lights, thousands of other stories happening. He feels a pang of something he can't quite name. Is it loneliness? Dissatisfaction? Or is it a longing for something more? He looks at his reflection in the dark glass. A simple stick figure, silhouetted against a city of possibilities. He's been a good cog. He's done his part. He's helped the machine run, but the machine doesn't care about him. He goes back to his desk and looks at a project he's been working on. It's a proposal for a new workflow. It's efficient. It's logical. It's boring. It's a perfect corporate document. And in that moment, he does something different. He opens a new file. He starts to draw. Not a chart, not a graph. He draws a bird, a simple stick figure bird, flying away from the window. It's a small act of defiance, a secret he keeps for himself. The next morning, Stan comes into work. The routine is the same. The coffee, the emails, the endless beige. But something inside him has shifted. He still does his work. He still attends the meetings. But he carries his little secret with him, the drawing of the bird. He starts to see the world a little differently. He notices the way the sunlight hits the dust motes dancing in the air. He really listens when Brenda talks about her cats. He finds he has more to say in meetings, real thoughts, not just canned responses. He's still a stickman in a giant corporation. He's still a cog in the machine. But he's starting to remember that he's also Stan. And Stan is more than just his job. He doesn't know what the future holds. Maybe he'll stay at the corporation for another 20 years. Maybe he'll leave tomorrow and never look back. Maybe he'll find a way to make his little corner of the machine a bit more colorful, a bit more human. The journey isn't over. In fact, maybe it's just truly beginning. This story of Stan is a reminder that even in the most uniform of environments, there's always room for individuality. There's always a choice to be more than just the role you play. So, what's your little secret? What's the bird you're drawing when no one is looking? Thanks so much for watching Stan's journey. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more animations that explore the funny, strange, and sometimes all too real aspects of modern life. Drop a comment below and let us know about your own Stickman moments. We'd love to hear from you. See you in the next one.